Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees. Well, baseball is still in lockdown mode where, we got owners and players still deciding, if we're going to have a season, how many games. So basically, here's the issue. Players want to make as much money as possible. Obviously, whatever salary they're going to get is based off a 162-game season, which we're not going to get. So the whole idea is that you're going to get a prorated rate for the amount of games that you play in a season. So if you're a player, you want as many games in the regular season as possible. So players are trying to shoot for anywhere from like 80 to 100 games. That means owners got to pay more for, the 2020 season, whereas the owners want the regular season as short as possible because they don't want to be paying their players the amount of money that, that players in the normal contract. So basically, owners want the least amount of games. They probably only want about 50 games. So that's kind of really the holdup with baseball. So you have, players wanting more, owners wanting less games, and now it's a back and forth. And we don't know, if even when the season starts, how many games is going to be. So that's kind of like the whole bit of baseball right now. The commissioner, Rob Manfred, now he could just step in at any time. And he's kind of said this, more or less that, hey, look, if they can't just figure it out, I can just stomp in and say, all right, we'll just do a 48-game season. It's done. And let's start it and get it going. So that might be the case. But again, there's still some negotiation there. I think players are trying to kick it up more. So we'll see what ends, but it could end somewhere like between 76 to 82 games for regular season, which I think is fine. It's ample for a baseball season. To have like a 50-game baseball season, that's like a third of a season. It's really a hard measuring stick. As they say, baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. So you're not getting a true sense of the game and a champion of that. But, it just might be the way it has to be for 2020 if we're to have any baseball. So we'll see where that ends up. But, they're talking about, a season might start in July. That was going to be the original plans, but now all this stuff is going to be held up. It's just looking more and more. It's going to be maybe towards the lower end versus, definitely not going to get 100 games. It just doesn't seem the two sides going to come together on that. So it might be a situation where they agree on a 50-game season, or the commissioner just steps in and says, all right, you guys are playing 48 games and that's it, and just go have at it. So we'll see how that goes. Either way, at this point, you're looking at a season maybe starting around, August, early August, where you would have like 2 months of baseball regular season. October starts, and then you get into your playoff format, which might be the standard format, or they may have to tweak it just based on, the situation they're in right now. So that's kind of where baseball stands. In terms of the Yankees themselves, Garrett Cole took a visit to the ballpark in the Bronx, for a bullpen session. So everyone kind of got wild about that. Does that mean really anything? Do the players know something that we don't, or was that just sort of like a PR move? I would say it's more of a PR move. But again, it inclines that we will have baseball. They just got to figure out the number of games, or the commission might come in and just stop like that. And it just doesn't seem, in terms of the COVID-19 virus. At this point, you look at about 100,000 deaths across the nation, which is terrible. But overall, it doesn't seem to be this wild, rampant thing where like people going to hospital left and right, and the virus is coming back, and the players are at risk like that. So it seems like they're going to move to that way. And even if there is another flare up or something like that, you are seeing some states like Florida that opened up, they are seeing a spike of cases. But again, in terms of like actual number of deaths, doesn't seem it's there yet. That's going down. Even New York State's going down. Of course, interacting, the early phases of allowing some restaurants to open, outside dining, restricting, the amount of people that can go into a store. So life's slowly getting back to normal, but still don't have a final answer on baseball. So now for this episode, we're going to bring on a group. They're the Four Line. You can catch them on Instagram at the _, as well as on Twitter. It's a trio. It's CJ, it's Brandon, and Mark. So let's bring them on. Hey, guys, thanks for coming on to the show. It's great to have you.
What's up?
Now, it's the Four Line. You can catch them on Instagram at the _, as well as on Twitter at the Four Line Podcast. It's CJ, it's Brandon, it's Mark. Now, what got you guys to start this podcast? Whose idea was it?
Well, one day I came up with the idea one day. I was just bored one day, and I just came up with the idea because I love to talk about baseball and the Yankees, so I came up with the idea, and I invited two of my closest friends who love the Yankees also, and I invited them to start the idea with me, and here we are.
Now, in terms of being a Yankee fan, what was the influence? Is it just something that was family related for you guys, or it's just you just gravitated to them for whatever reason?
Well, for me, it was family a lot, but then I grew up into a Yankee family. I used to live in Queens, and being in Queens, you're very influenced to be a Mets fan, and my family did not like that, so we automatically moved to the Yankees, and I've just been a Yankees fan ever since.
Yeah, my dad, his dad was a Yankee fan also, and then he became a Yankee fan, and he just passed it on to me. So I've been a Yankee fan my whole life.
Now, there was no temptation, like you said. I mean, especially you being from Queens. I mean, obviously 2015, the Yankees weren't really that great. 2015 Mets go to World Series. In 2016, obviously they at least make it a wild card where you thought maybe they'd go back. I mean, any temptation at all of going to the Mets side, or are you able to keep the straight and narrow?
No, I only grew up in Queens for a little bit of my life. I lived out there for 3 years, and then I moved to Staten Island where I met CJ and Mark. I used to play baseball with CJ and then soccer with Mark, so we all knew each other from somewhere. But there's no temptation ever. We live closer to the Bronx in Queens. My grandmother still lives out there, so we were never really tempted. We even have the Yankees banner flag right outside the apartment.
Yeah, I rooted against the Mets as much as I can in that World Series, and when they lost, that was probably one of the best feelings of that baseball season.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for the Yankee fan, I think they had that wild card game against Houston, that one where they lost. So the only thing you had to hold your hat on is probably rooting against the Mets. And actually, it brings us to one of the questions I wanted to ask you. What's worse as for a Yankee fan, to see the Mets win a World Series or the Red Sox win a World Series?
Well, I mean, seeing the Red Sox win wasn't very pleasant, but definitely I feel like the Mets, because I know a lot more Mets fans that would rub it in my face. And considering we live in New York, you'd see Mets parades, all sorts of Mets stuff going on. So that you kind of see that. And
I see where you're coming from, CJ. Yeah. Honestly, growing up in Queens for a little bit, you get used to seeing Mets stuff everywhere. But I think it would hurt more to see the Red Sox win, just because they're in our division, they're our competition, and just to see them win a World Series again would hurt a lot.
Yeah, and well, we've seen it twice. I mean, but the most recent one hurt a lot. I mean, considering they beat us in the playoffs that season.
Now, you guys are probably a couple of years younger than than you kind of average Yankee fans have that. But look at what happened the past couple of years with the Yankees and the Astros. I mean, to you, who's more hated? I mean, right now, do you hate the Astros more or like the Red Sox more? Because traditionally as a Yankee fan, you kind of programmed to hate the Red Sox, but really lately, I think the Astros have been more of the nemesis. So, where do you feel like that, just in terms of where you are right now?
I mean, I've hated the Red Sox my whole life pretty much, but right now I have like a deep hating passion for the Astros right now. Like, I cannot stand them one bit.
I'd like to agree with CJ on that, because the Astros, it just puts something on me where it just draws hatred to the Astros. It's just sad to see that they took an opportunity away from the Yankees to go into the World Series. So right now, it's really the Astros, but we still hate the Red Sox. Don't get me wrong.
and the Mets,
of course. Now, you guys, of course, in addition to having your podcast, you're also trying to start a movement to save the Staten Island Yankees. Which one of the unfortunate things of the COVID virus and the season being up in arms is that minor league baseball, in terms of players as well as just the whole these franchises and organizations. They're in danger of being eliminated. So this tells us about what why you're trying to get behind this, and why the Staten Island Yankees are important to you.
Well, I've been going to Staten Island games since I was like at least 2 or 3. My parents have been going ever since they came around, ever since they moved to their new stadium in 2001. And those games are like the highlight of my summer. I worked there last summer actually, so that was a fun time. And I brought Brandon and Mark to a few games. We went out to a bunch of games, and I met some of the players and stuff, and they gave me like a chance to work there too. And they're generally a good organization, and they're our community team. I mean, they represent Staten Island, and there's really nothing represents Staten Island except for them, pretty much.
Also, going on CJ, me and CJ actually played at that stadium when we were little. For the our little CYO league out here, they have an all-star game, and me and CJ got to play there together, which was awesome. So, and then when they had the all-star game, I think it was last year.
Last year.
CJ, me and all of our friends, we all went there. We were catching home run balls. It was awesome. So to see that them trying to take it away from us is really hurting. So we had to do something about it.
Yeah, we're trying to do the best we can here in not the most ideal situation, but we're trying to do the best we can.
So again, so where can fans again find the petition to sign and even donate to help get the word out about it?
Yeah, so if you want, you could drop the link in the description below, and it's on a change.org petition, and you could donate on that by clicking that link. And we hit 100 supporters a few minutes ago, actually, like about a half hour ago. So we're doing well. I mean, we got a ton of new supporters overnight and into today's afternoon. So just keep signing the thing, and we're gonna hopefully we can take this somewhere and make a stand.
Okay, and and now for getting back to baseball and the game itself, and even before the virus hit, obviously they were going to enact some new rules to try to speed up the game. I mean, as you guys, maybe a little younger fans, I mean, where do you feel baseball is? I mean, do you feel it's too slow? I mean, do you hear your friends and mates complain that I can't get into baseball, it's too slow, it's like that? I mean, what are your feelings about the idea of speeding up the game?
Brandon, you want to take that one?
Oh yeah, Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark, you could go, considering he legged out.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, considering me and all of us really played, but especially since we played the game, we understand, I guess, why. I don't see how it could be slow right now. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be changed at all. I feel like baseball is a great game the way it is right now, but yeah, I guess I could see how they want it to speed up, but I really don't think it's necessary. Like how they were saying they were corking balls or whatever they were doing to get more home runs last year. I really don't agree with it at all. I feel like it's a great game the way it is. But
I see what Mark is saying with how it is. I mean, me and Mark play. We play high school baseball. Obviously, we don't go to the same high school, so we've versed a couple times. But honestly, it's very unappealing to certain fans that don't play baseball and don't watch it, because everybody now in school, all you hear is basketball and football. Nobody really talks about baseball. Nobody really pays attention to the draft. And I do feel like they're trying to do something where they could attract the younger crowd, but I don't know. Some people just aren't really attracted to it.
Well, building upon what they said, considering now that MLB and the Players Union are in a huge, big argument, Rob Manfred's doing a terrible job. This is a perfect opportunity for MLB to gain younger fans and fans who might have lost interest in the game as they got older. And considering it would be the only thing on TV if they started on July 4th. So they would have a good chance to gain a lot of interest and hopefully get some more interest in our generation of fans. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that right now baseball is missing the golden opportunity, because right now nothing's going on. I mean, people right now, you look at that Tiger Woods and Tom Brady, Peyton Manning golf game. People going nuts about it. Several weeks ago, just over golf. Imagine if you had actually real live baseball games that mean something, and baseball would be the only sport out there doing it. And so, yeah, I mean, they are really blowing a golden opportunity to get new fans or just get eyes on the game. Because there's nothing else going on. But again, this is just going to drag out. And I feel that even once basketball comes back, let's say basketball comes back at the same time, basketball is going to get more attention. As baseball, again, that is hurting themselves by dragging this out even longer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, in terms of that, and kind of related with that, and in terms of fan issue in the game, there's also one other question there is all right, baseball players are, boring, they're not animated enough. Should they be flipping the bat? Should they be high-fiving each other? You think would that get some people interested in the game, or it's just baseball is a disciplined sport and you shouldn't be doing that no matter what year or generation it is?
Now I'm gonna answer this before anybody does. Honestly, you look at the KBO, you see all these bat flips, all these flashy
Yeah.
players, and it's actually entertaining to watch. Trust me, don't get me wrong. I love how serious people can be during baseball. You got those really serious players, but you also like to have a mix of the real flashy players that throw their bat up in the air and do crazy celebrations. I mean, just look at Giancarlo when he hits a major walk-off home run. He's always going like that with the handoff. It's awesome to see players having some fun. So
Yeah, I agree with Brandon on that. I mean, I like to see the players have a little fun, like Tim Anderson on the White Sox, notorious for bat flips. Derek Dietrich on the Reds, notorious for all that. I kind of think it's kind of fun to watch, and it adds a little more excitement. Like, because when you see the players get a little more excited, the fans get more excited.
Yeah, I definitely think the same thing. Like, you look at Juan Soto, like, some people might not like it, especially since he's a rookie. But honestly, I think I'm all for it because it brings a lot more excitement to the game and to the fans.
I just want to say a throwback mention. Did you guys remember when Jose Bautista did that major bat flip at the Rogers Center? It had everybody going nuts. That would be awesome for baseball.
I remember that. I remember watching that exact game too. That was wild.
And think about that game. It kind of woke up Toronto, who were probably in a slumber for over 20 years. I mean, that was probably, in terms of the Blue Jays, just that bat flip was their biggest moment, like 20 years. And yeah, I agree that it does make interest. I just think the fine line with that is, like, are you showing up a pitcher?
Yeah.
And a pitcher has to control himself to know it's not really about you. It's just the moment. But I don't know if pitchers are what they're gonna feel about that. You do that to Roger Clemens, next time up you're gonna get drilled. But maybe now pitchers will understand it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of coming up now. Like, you see a lot of bat flips and celebrations, and I mean, pitchers do get annoyed by it. I mean, I've seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, pitchers get annoyed, but I feel like the best way for the pitcher to handle it is to just strike the next guy out. Like, I feel like that's really how pitchers should be reacting instead of just getting annoyed to these bad flips.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, a couple episodes, you guys were talking about the alternative jerseys. And for me, again, I'm a traditionalist. I do not like when the Yankees wear these gimmick jerseys and stuff. But, how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I mean, there are some, there's some limits. I mean, like, you want to keep it, like, clean. Like, the regular blue one with just the Yankee logo is just fine. But don't go way over the top. Like, I mean, I have the Players Weekend jersey in the back. I mean, that was a little over the top, but it's fun to wear. But you really don't want to see, like, the Yankees wearing all these crazy jerseys on the field that doesn't represent the tradition of the Yankees.
I think if we're playing home at Yankee Stadium, then 100% of the time we should just be wearing the classic pinstripes, because that's really the most classic jersey in all of MLB history. But maybe in an away game you can mix in maybe one alternate jersey, but not too crazy.
Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, I did not like the all-black Yankees Player Weekend jerseys. That's just a disgrace. They just looked horrible with black pants. I don't bring that up. But I do like a little blue pop on the road. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, I remember those black jerseys. They kind of looked like scuba gear. Like, looked like they were scuba diving,
I mean, the black jersey itself, I mean, I would personally wear that, but, like, it felt weird seeing the Yankees in all black instead of gray. Like, it felt really weird to see that.
Yeah, I just think, like, other organizations, like, the San Diego Padres, if they want to break out the camo, fine. But, like, the New York Yankee pinstripes, that is certain things in baseball you shouldn't touch. And maybe a road uniform, I'd be a little open to something. But, yeah, that's the same thing. I don't think you should ever touch, what Mark said, don't ever touch the pinstripes.
Don't ever
leave
They
them.
already ruined it up with the little Nike logo. So, I don't want else.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Couple episodes, like back in January, I actually railed against that. I thought that was terrible, but
it's horrible.
Yeah, but at the same time too, I guess they need that advertiser money. If you're going to sign Garrett Cole to $300 million, you need that money. So I guess it's good, but yeah, I just think once you start going that road, and if they ever, like, make it like Dunkin' Donuts Yankee Stadium or
Oh.
Anheuser-Busch Yankee Stadium. That'd be the worst of the worst.
Well,
I also saw when they played in London, they had little advertisements on their helmets. I would not like to see advertisements on the jersey. They'll think it's soccer. I really just don't want to see it.
Well, like you see it in basketball, like the little patch. I mean, I don't really mind that too much, but if you put
jersey
on a Yankees jersey, if you put like the Ford or Pepsi logo right here, that kind of defeats the purpose of the Yankees jersey. I mean, it's like you're watching the Pepsi Yankees, not the New York Yankees.
Yeah, I really think the jersey shouldn't be touched. I really hate the Nike logo. I think it would have been 100 times better just to put on the sleeve. You're still getting the advertisement, and it's not that ugly. But I just hate all the advertisements and jerseys in general.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, obviously, this season's going to be, kind of weird whether baseball, not baseball, in terms of fans going back to the game. I mean, let's just say it was an opportunity to go back to the game. Would you guys want to do it, or you'd be kind of trepidatious just given what, could be dangers if you have large crowds coming together?
I would definitely go under the safe, under social distance and mask wearing and all that. I would definitely go. I mean, going to Yankee games are probably my most favorite thing to do in the summer, and I would love to go to games if they allow fans. If they don't, then I could see why. But if they do, that'd be pretty awesome in my opinion. I would definitely try to go.
If they don't allow fans and they resume baseball, no matter if they allow fans or they don't, you already know if they don't, there's going to be people camping outside Yankee Stadium, banging on the walls to let them in because we don't sleep. We will show up to the game even if they don't let us in.
Yeah.
And you saw, in Baltimore, I don't know if you remember, you saw in Baltimore when they locked all the fans out because of the riots that year. You saw people, outside of the gates just trying to look through to see what was going on. I mean, I could see that happening at a lot of stadiums.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned I had a guest, a couple episodes ago. He referenced that same situation, that Baltimore game where, there was rioting going on and there's, playing it. And it was kind of almost a preview of what we all get of seeing, them playing at empty ballparks. But yeah, you did see the people outside just kind of, so it could be a thing of people, you bring a lounge chair, you don't have to pay any money. You bring a 6-pack of beer and you just drink outside or something. Might be a thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it'd be weird, watching it on TV and you don't hear any sound in the back. You just hear the crack of the bat and the ball hitting the glove and the players talking. You don't hear music or people cheering. You don't hear it. That would be a little weird to see no one in the stands and to hear nothing going on.
Yeah, it's just going to be a different view of the game, I guess, because like you said, you're not going to hear that ambiance, so you'll hear the players' comments more, I think. So I think it'll be an interesting take on the game, and maybe they'll have more, just more close-up and of shots in the dugout or just see what players are thinking and talking where, maybe he's got a new aspect of the game, which we've never seen before as fans.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be pretty interesting to see, on TV. You can mic up the players, see what they're saying. Stuff like that. I feel like that'd be a new look inside the game.
Got to be careful with that because players like to slip that little F-bomb.
Yeah, I love the mic double.
Yeah, probably I think when they do it that, especially during the World Series, like Brandon Harper, they had him mic'd up. They probably this. Yeah. Let's scan this first before we let that go because and I think the players are conscious of it too. But yeah, I'm sure a few things might slip in there. So, guys, really quick, I was also watching one of the episodes, and just to let you know, from, show to show, the problems, when you do your opening and you got to be beep, beep, I must do 30 screw-ups when I'm trying to start the intro of my show. I saw you guys put that little clip together of, how many outtakes when you're trying to do the intro to the show. So when I saw that, I totally related. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I messed that one up pretty bad.
Yeah, this is the first time we were throw it in.
I must go through
we like to keep it in.
Yeah, I it takes me 10 or 15 intros to finally get a good one. So I just want to throw it out. I definitely appreciate that. Now a couple of you guys play baseball. So in this terms of the Yankees right now, the current players, I mean, what plays excite you? What plays do you all right, well, you're about to get something to eat from the kitchen, but they're out at bat. I don't want to miss this at bat. What plays you like to watch?
TJ, you want to go first?
Yeah, well, I mean, I personally love to watch all the players, but my favorite batters to watch, like I love watching Torres and Judge hit because when Judge is up at bat, he could hit him like a rocket. Like you don't know how far it's gonna go, and it's always like when Judge is at bat, like you're like, oh, Aaron Judge is up, let me go watch this, or like Torres is up, let me go watch. Like those are my two favorite players to watch.
I'd like to add on to CJ. Glover Torres and Aaron Judge, obviously, I love them to watch. But another person that CJ did not mention that I will literally drop my food in the kitchen to go watch is DJ LeMahieu.
Oh yeah,
I honestly think that this year he's gonna pop off along with Garrett Cole this year. So hopefully, this is a good little year.
like knowing last year how good Gregorius was when he was with the Yankees in clutch situations. Whenever he came up, like with men on base, I was like, oh, he might hit a home run here to break the game open, or he might come up big here. You might not know what's going to happen, but he's known for those situations.
This might be surprising, but I would honestly drop my food to go watch Brett Gardner getting at bat because I love watching him at the plate. Like I want to see he clutches up in big moments. I feel like he's a really clutch hitter and probably one of the most underrated right now.
Yeah, I like watching Gardner.
Yeah, all you guys, I totally agree. LeMahieu is just a pure hitter. Just thinking back of like Paul O'Neill or something like that, or just someone who sprays the ball and doesn't do too much with it. But let's just say a situation occurs where let's just say there's no season. Do you think fans would be forgiving? Know that it was a weird situation because it's technically not a strike. It's just they can't come together on this virus-stricken season. Or you think would fans be forgiven? Or you think your fans would kind of be turned off by and maybe not return in 2021?
I feel like fans might not be interested again. Like considering baseball, like you could call it a dying game in younger generations, but people might not want to watch it next year because they're mad at the owners and the commissioners, and they probably won't want to give owners money, like to go to games and watch TV. And people might not want to watch it, but if in case that does happen, like when the other night the Sosa and McGuire documentary is on, you would need something like that to happen to bring interest back. If the season is canceled, you need like another big like worldwide league event, like the home run chase that season.
Honestly, I think fans are gonna go regardless. The true fans, though,
true fans.
The bleacher creatures are never not gonna go to a game. They will never miss a game. As long as there is a game, they will even stand outside. They're not missing them. So I honestly think fans that are more so on or off about watching baseball are going to turn off, not religious fans or people that watch it casually. But I do think that it's going to lose some fans, but definitely not a great percentage where not a lot of people are going to go to Yankee games and other games.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But like you like people like us, I mean, I try to watch every game I can. I really don't miss games I only miss games if there's something like that's super important. That's the only reason why I miss watching games on TV. And people like us, we would stay.
Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate again coming on. It's CJ, Brandon, and Mark. Again, you catch them on Instagram. Follow them like right now. Like soon, take your phone out and just follow them right now. It's at @4line_, as well as follow them also on Twitter at the 4line Podcast. And let's see. I don't know. Parting shots. Should we all do a 3-2-1? Mets suck.
Sure. I like that. I like that.
3, 2, 1.
Mets suck.